Joe Carter with a 3-run homer. The winners and still World Series champions, the Toronto Blue Jays.
Pulls it out, Tavares, backhand toward the goal, loose puck, Everly scores! Tie game, can you believe it?
Get out the salami and cheese, mama, because this one's over. Raptors win, Raptors win, Raptors win. Right. Hello, welcome to BUSTradio. Today is October 22nd. That is correct. So today's show, we have a special guest coming on via our airways. Tommy, who's our special guest?
Special guest tonight is Cam Bristow. We'll try to get him on the air, see what he has to say about his life and hockey, and hopefully that'll infuse a little life back into the program, get some listeners interested again with a more notable guest than an HCI graduate.
We are still working on our getting an interview with a member of the Saskatoon Blades, but it's still yet to happen, so we'll hold off on that for another week. Maybe get into some baseball, Game 7 finishing up here, the National League, and maybe we talk Lance Armstrong, maybe some hockey, who knows. Anyway, so we're gonna see if we can get Cam Bristow on the line. So
He did say that he'd be on the ice tonight, and his kid plays hockey, so.
So no Cam Bristow for tonight, but maybe we'll try him again later.
Are we still recording?
We're live.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna jump into something else here. Andrew Bellamy, have you been following the Lance Armstrong situation?
Yeah, I've been following it a little bit. You know, I think it's a sad day for cycling. I gotta be honest, I wasn't too surprised hearing that. Just all the testimony against Lance in that sport. It definitely seems like if you want to compete, you almost have to be at that. Like, you have to be taking performance-enhancing drugs. I mean, could you just imagine? I'm not condoning it in the least because I don't agree with it, but it must be tough as an athlete being in that sport or any other sport where steroids is rampant. You know, you want to compete, you have to do it, you know.
Yeah, that's true. It's kind of like the baseball when it was going on, but I guess not everybody was doing it. Yeah, is it like, was everybody pretty much in the top 10? Is that how it went? It was pretty much juice?
Yeah, it sounds like it. And, I mean, the crazy thing with Lance is he never tested positive even, right? Like, this is all coming from testimony. So how many other guys then are not testing positive and getting away with it as well?
So who's all saying that he's done it?
His, I believe 11 of his former teammates came out and said it, and guys actually said too that if you wanted to be a part of Lance Armstrong's team, you had to be taking him. They said that's what Lance said.
That's pretty strong, I'd say.
Yeah, and maybe part of the reason why he did that was to cover his own butt, to be like, you know, if I'm doing it, you're gonna do it too. So if you take me down, you're coming down with me, kind of thing. I don't know. I imagine that was his mindset.
The thing about Lance was he denied it so strongly for so long, and
He hasn't actually admitted to it yet.
you know, he still probably denies it, I guess. But
Pete Rose.
he just said he was giving up his fight, and then they dropped this bomb on him, and they stripped his Tour de France. Is that right?
Yeah.
Banned for life.
Do you guys think that, like, that sport can recover? Or how, like, where does that sport go from there, you know?
If there's a fan base, and I think there is in, like, Asia and Europe, I'm sure they'll come back. Why not? Baseball recovered.
Yeah. I think the thing we've seen is fans are pretty forgiving.
You gotta watch something. Okay. Cycling talk. That was good. What else do we got? Anything new in the CBA front, Tommy?
Yes, as a matter of fact, and by new I mean we have now completely stalled. Where it looked like there was hope and promise with a deadline of November 2nd, it seems as though we're almost back to November of 2004. Right off the bat, like many people suggested, it seemed as though there were a lot of issues that the players were going to take opposition to with this contract. It went way deeper than the 50-50. There was the actual revenue split percentage, revenue sharing of the actual money, UFA time. You were in a UFA at 28 and 8 years of service. Maximum contract years of 5 years, and entry-level contracts were proposed at 2 years. So these are a lot of little things that add up to a big no from the players, and that looks like it's going to cost us starting on November 2nd. Aaron Ward, right after speaking with the players, a day after the NHL came with its 50-50 split proposal, he said that just talking to players, there's no way this was going to go down, and that's exactly what ended up happening. You've got a good amount of the players who are just eager to get back at it, but you've got enough of them and enough big names that are standing strong behind the PA, and are looking to and aren't letting NHL call their bluff. They're going to stick it out, and it's really unfortunate because it seems as though we need to fix the hockey needs to work in all these markets before the players can get paid, and it just seems like it's not working. And so moving in the players' direction seems like it's not going to help the sustainability of the league. So we're heading into interesting times, and I'm interested for what's right around the corner in the next week or so here.
So, boys, if I could ask you both a question. Is there a season this year? And if so, when's the start date?
Right now, I'd say Jan 1st would be my optimistic guess. I think by sealing the deal by the end of this week isn't really realistic, but I will be optimistic and say Jan 1st and hope that we're not going to lose the full season. But
yeah, you think they would have taken something away from? I mean, who was it? Mike Modano, freshly inducted in the Hall of Fame, that said he lost $7 million in a year of his career in his prime, and wasn't worth it. So I mean, the players have got to be taking something away from that. So, I mean, hopefully there's some lessons to be learned a mere 7 years ago, and hopefully
Yeah.
we can get some sort of a season. How many games did they play back in '93?
60? I don't know.
Even that, like, give us something. Give us something.
The players realize that they're making millions to play hockey. Maybe they'll just be like, yeah, maybe we take a pay cut and we'll still adjust to being millionaires. We'll survive. Yeah. What can you do? They're all a bunch of douchebags, in my opinion. Ruining the NHL for the rest of us. It's because they're the ones in position in the power roles. Anyway, first segment, good stuff.